ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
As you guys can see, the Blood Surge build is pretty strong so far. As of right now, I'm only level 67. A lot of people said that Blood fell off endgame, but as I've been playing, it's only been getting stronger. So most of that was World Tier 4 or Nightmare Dungeons and some Helltide. But as you can see, it does pretty good. Big AoE damage. And there's something else I'd like to explain about Blood Surge. We'll quickly go over it. As you can see, it has a initial cast and a before cast. So the before cast, so as soon as you hit Blood Surge, your guy's going to go like that, and damage is already out. And then he does the actual Blood Surge, and then that's another set of damage. So it's like hitting twice, essentially. Right? So the first cast, draw blood from enemies, dealing 3,925 or 36% damage. And then after that, you expel the actual Blood Nova, doing more damage. And depending on how many enemies are inside it, you deal upwards to 50% more damage. So it's very strong, and it also heals yourself. And I have the overpower node, but I'm gonna go over the talents and some of the Paragon board stuff I took, and we'll go from there. Okay, for the talents, I put 5 points into Hemorrhage. This is your essence generator. It's very good. It generates 8 essence. That's like one of the best Necro essence generators. Bone Splinters only has 6. Decompose has 6. And Reap has 4. Now, Reap can be pretty good because depending on how many enemies you hit, you gain essence per one. So unless it's 3 or above, Reap is, you're better off going with Reap, but it's usually never that way. Hemorrhage is usually your best bet, and it also creates blood orbs, which is something you'll be taking later. As when you pick up blood orbs, it increases your damage. So we're gonna go with Hemorrhage, and then enhanced Hemorrhage, and then we're gonna go with Acolyte's Hemorrhage, which increases your attack speed by 20% when healthy, which comes in handy because you want to attack quick to get your essence back up. And then we're going to come down to core skills, and we're going to put 5 into Blood Surge. And then we're going to take Enhanced Blood Surge, which heals you depending on how many enemies are inside. And then we're going to take Paranormal Blood Surge, which gives you an automatic overpower damage after 5 stacks. So a lot of this build is about overpower and crit damage. And then we're going to come down here, put 1 into Blood Mist, 1 to Enhanced Blood Mist, and 1 to Ghastly Blood Mist to create corpses every 1 second while in Blood Mist. And I'm going to explain why we take this later. And then we come down here to your curses. We put 1 point into Iron Maiden, and then 1 point into Enhanced Iron Maiden, because this gives you essence back depending on how many enemies are inside the curse when you do it. And where we're casting curse all the time, we go with amplify damage. Now, I got mine maxed out at 6 out of 3, so you deal 18% increased damage to curse enemies. Then we come down to your blood talents. You take Gruesome Mending, you put 3 into that. Well below 50%, you receive 30% more healing, which comes in handy. And then we take Coalesced Blood, which while healthy, you have 18% increased damage. And then we take Tides of Blood. Your blood skills deal 15% increased overpower damage. This bonus is doubled while healthy. So if you're healthy, if you're healthy, you get 30% increased overpower damage. And then I just put 1 point into Drain Vitality for the lucky hit chance that you could get Fortified. It's just something a little extra. You don't have to take this if you don't want to. And we also put 1 point into Corpse Tendrils. If you ask me, Corpse Tendrils is probably one of the best Necromancer skills. This could be used for almost every build for the Necromancer. And then we take Enhanced Corpse Tendrils. Enemies who are in range of Corpse Tendrils are slowed by 50%. And then we take Blight Corpse Tendrils, and you have a 30% chance to drop Blood Orbs, which comes in handy. Like I said, Blood Orbs also heal you, and later they will also be increasing your damage. So it's just a win-win all around. And we're going to come down here, and we're going to put 1 into Bone Storm, and then 1 point into Prime Bone Storm. Your damage reduction is increased by 15% while active. So this is just straight up 15% DR, great to have. And then your critical strike chance is increased by 20%. So this is really good. When you want to do your big pump out damage, you pop this up. You got 15% DR and 20% critical strike chance. It's huge. And we also put 3 points into Standalone and Momenta Mori. This one's huge because sacrificing both warriors and mages increases their sacrifice bonus by 60%. It's huge. And then we took Rathma's Vigor, increase your maximum life by 10% after being healthy for 15 seconds. Your next blood skill automatically overpowers. So we have 2 automatic overpower damages. And that's what this build is all about, overpower and critical strike damage. We're going to jump into the items now. Now, before we jump into the items, before I forget, we're going to go over the Paragon board and what I have done recently. So I started off down here, and then I went up this way, and I took the rare node for 20% damage and 4% maximum life. And then I took a left and went straight up and took another left and to get this glyph. And the glyph I took was when you overpower an enemy, all damage they take from you and your minions is increased by 12% for 5 seconds. Now, the glyph also gives me 153.5% overpower damage. I have this leveled up to level 15 to expand the node area because I needed the willpower nodes. So also with this node, when you get a willpower node, you also get 22.6% over damage per one, right? But in order to get this node to work for the glyph, you do have to get it to level 15 to get that the certain amount of willpower that is required. And then I took a left and I went up this way and I took the damage, willpower, more damage, more willpower, and then I took this rare node for 20% damage and 10 intelligence. And then I went straight up and went right to here. And then I came up this way and I went directly for my legendary node. And attacks that are guaranteed to overpower, which I have 2 of them, deal 50% increased overpower damage. So that's huge. Also, this rare node also adds overpower damage and 25% damage while healthy. So essentially it's 50% overpower damage while you're healthy. So that's another huge one. And having the bonuses to all these are a big effect. And then we come back down here. We stop there and we come back over here. And then I went this way to get the other glyph. And I went with the glyph that critical strikes deal 22% increased damage to enemies that are not healthy. So when they're down low, you do some big damage to them also. And I also got all the nodes in the area, which is dexterity. As you can see, dexterity node here, dexterity node here, dexterity. So I got all the dexterity nodes around, and then I left that and I started coming up here, and I'm working towards my next board. And that's all I have for now. So we're gonna move into the items. Now, I'm still working on my ancestral gear. I got a couple pieces, couple good pieces. So some of these are subject to change, but I will tell you which ones are you're going to want for this build. So we're going to start off with the helmet. Basic skills grant 20% damage reduction for 6 seconds. That's just a good one to have for damage reduction. It's totally up to you what you want to do here. You can change that out if you want. For the armor, we have damaging elite grants you a barrier up to a certain percent. That's optional for you. I find this is great for a bit of defense. Totally up to you. And then for the gloves, this is the main one, and this is what makes Corpse Tendrils so good. Gain 19% increased critical strike chance for 6 seconds when you cast Corpse Tendrils. And you also deal 57% bonus critical strike damage to enemies. That's huge. So Corpse Tendril is also a CC. It pulls them in and stuns them, and it also increases your critical strike chance and critical strike damage by a lot. So you want to try to get the high rolls on this one. Obviously 20% and 60% would be great. I think this is a must-have for almost any Necromancer build. And then I have the unique Temerity. I've been just testing this out, the unique effect. I was using these pants. What's great about these pants is I have the imprint. Each time Bone Storm damages an enemy, gain a barrier equal to 5% of your base life for 10 seconds. So when you're doing your big damage, you're going to pop Bone Storm. You're going to use Corpse Tendrils, and then you're going to spam Blood Surge. So having this is great because this will give you a strong barrier and keep you alive enough to get your damage off. Then for the boots, we have enemies afflicted by your Iron Maiden have a 25% chance to be stunned for 1 second. So you're casting Iron Maiden a lot because it gives you a lot of essence back depending on how many enemies are inside. And it also gives you a big damage increase from the amplify damage. So you're casting Iron Maiden a lot, so having that 25% chance to stun when an enemy hits you is great. It helps a lot. And for the weapon, we go with Blood Surge's Nova Echoes again after a short delay, dealing 35% less damage than your original Blood Surge. And this is where your second Blood Surge, so you cast it once, you get another one for free, dealing 35% less damage though. Ideally, you want to get 30% on this. It's the lowest you can get. I'm still working on that. And for the amulet, deal 12% increased damage for each second you stand still. This is another great one because as Blood Surge, you do stand still quite a bit, especially when you get your Corpse Tendrils out and you're just standing still casting Blood Surge. So that's another great one to have. And basic skills gain 24% attack speed. Blood Surge do use a lot of essence, so this is just for your basic skills. Just the quicker you attack, the quicker you can get your essence back. So I think that's just another great one to have. And then we went with each percent of your maximum life you heal beyond 100% grants you 0.5% bonus overpower damage on your next overpowering attack, up to 52%. That's another big overpower damage. And as of right now, the highest crit I seen myself do was about 200,000. That's not bad for level 67. I'm still pushing the build. I'm going to be going all the way with Blood Surge. I might try out Bloodline Slater, see how that goes. So if you guys are interested in Necro, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.